でももし生まれ変わったらその時は咲かすからね。
Hi guys, welcome to my video. This time, I will read part 2 to one short story, Countdown by the End of Sign. Credit goes to author, so if you guys want to read it, please copy paste link in description box. So, enjoy! 1. It happened in slow motion. They were doing passing drill with the coach chirping, like they would pre-game if they were on the receiving side. Hinata's palm was alright, but he was too far back to properly receive Coach Ukai's serve. The ball hit his stick, ricocheting into his stomach. Hinata went so pale that Kagema swore he passed out again. His leg moved. One moment, he was watching from the sideline, having already completed his drill. And the next, he was catching Hinata on his knee, fell to keep him upright. Wow, okay. Coach Ukai called, throwing the ball in his hand aside as he jumped off the bench. Shit, kid, that didn't happen. How hard did it hit you? Hinata's face remained ghost white, eyes wide and watery. He opened his mouth, but no sound emerged. Hinata? His name came out as Ruth, and Kageyama's hand slammed down on Hinata's shoulder. Hinata, Brett, you didn't get hit in the chest! Chaos built itself a home in the gym. Voice echoed around them. This was the onset of a storm, the awakening of a beast. But Kageyama's focus remained solely on Hinata's worrying pale face. Too distracted by it to realize the full magnitude of what was going on. Hinata! Kageyama tried again, hand coming up to cup his face. Take a breath. He did finally. When Takeda-sensei reached them and Noya approached them, he inhaled a shuddering, hissing scratch of breath and then again and again. But his hand cradled his stomach like he'd been shot. Stay back! We shot! Takeda-sensei started, but it was too late. The chaos couldn't be tamed. The storm was already brewing, and it couldn't be stopped. So yo! Noya said urgently, and suddenly he was beside them, both concerned and worried. Did he have a bruise there? Did it get hit? Is he alright? Tanaka voice came from a few feet away. Is he alright, coach? I cannot see! I cannot see either, and Noshita said. Ryo, no! Sensei say. Look at me, Soyo, Noya said. Can I see if you got a bruise? His bruise? Azumane prayed. How bad is it? Will he be okay? There's already so many people around him. Stop! Sawamura began. Daichi, he's hurt, Tanaka said. I'm not gonna just sit here. We shouldn't get too close, Kinoshita warned. Is it bad? Azumane repeated, spiraling. Is it bad? You, tell me if it's Asai-san. Please calm down. Suga pleaded. The storm raged. It consumed, it roared, and it howled. And it hissed as the gate finally opened, unleashing everything hellish and monstrous into the gymnasium, where they so often practical, and the image of Chef One Place was finally shredded into pieces. Gone. Irreparable. A whistle blew. It was like, with that one action, with that shrill, sharp sound, Coach Ukai had paused the storm, the chaos. The monster stayed stuck in its track as silence swept over the gym. The only sound back the symphony of their shaky breathing. Back up! Coach Ukai said primly. Hinata, let me see. Slowly, Noya obeyed. Gradually, Kageyama followed, releasing Hinata and allowing their coach room to coach down, so he and Hinata were eye level. I'm sorry, Hinata gasped out finally. Tremulously he blinked tears, brim eyes swelling visibly. It's fine. I just once prepared for. I saw you go down. Coach Ukai breathed out. It's not fine. Let me see. It's gotta be a bruise, right? Noya whispered, so soft and so scared. I got it bruised under my clothes all the time for practice. So yo, please tell me you ice it this time, please. Hinata face contact. Brows cool, and he started to scoot back like he couldn't get enough space for himself. I did. It's fine, Noya-san. Coach, it's fine. I'm alright. Just once expected in. That's all. If it's fine, Coach Ukai said slowly, calmly. Then it's also fine if I look at it, right? Footsteps skid across the floor behind them. Shimizu rushed in, breathless and urgent. I went to the nurse to grab some ice pack. I brought the ward first aid kit in case he need paint patch and any kind of cream. Thank you, Shimizu-san. Takeda-sensei said gracefully. That's much appreciated. Hinata scoot back a little more. The anxious expression that crawled over his face was almost haunting. I want to play. His voice was so small, so vulnerable, and so young. It pissed Kageyama hurt like an arrow. Please, just let me play. Coach Ukai saying, not if you're hurt, kid. It's not that bad. We'll see, but you don't pretty pass there. Unsingly, slowly, Hinata's body unfolded. He drew himself up to his full height and Kageyama twitched. That nervous look on his face didn't fade. Kageyama rose to his feet too, and so did Noya. And when Hinata turned to run, Kageyama hand shot out to grab his wrist, and the storm began anew. Hinata fought him immediately. Let me go, Kageyama! No! He tightened his grip, not enough to hurt him, but enough to keep him from bolting. Cannot you see what you are doing? Something is wrong! No! Hinata echoed, but it came out much more desperate, frantic. Let me go! Posit sake, Hinata! He twisted Hinata's body until they were passing each other and used his other hand to pull at Hinata's shirt, yanking it upward. At first he could see Hinata was still fighting him, trying to hide. The room filled with shock, breath of equal parts shock and horror. For several thundering heartbeat, all was quiet. How could such a violent storm break out without a sound? Until Noya's triple outburst. Oh, Soyo! What did you do? Hinata stopped screaming, going limp. Kageyama looked down and thought for a breathless, horrifying moment that he was going to be ill. A massive, undoubtedly fresh bruise bloomed on the left side of his abdomen, mortal purple and blue. It was at least as big as Kageyama's hand, stretching to his navel. The edge of the bruise were turning pink where he just been hit. Hinata-kun, Takeda-sensei said, his voice cutting through the skinning silence. Took the storm with the grace of a blade. Where did you get that bruise? It's fine, Hinata said, but the word came out with a whisper, his body like an earthquake against Kageyama. Please, let me play! Hinata-kun, I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation. Takeda-sensei went on slowly. Where did you get that bruise? Did someone else do that to you? Sugawara asked. It was obvious that was what everyone had been thinking, the way everyone quiet in anticipation of the answer. Even Coach Ukai stood, stern, speechless, first point of color. No, Hinata mumbled, keeping his gaze down. I was practicing alone in the gym. Nobody was there, so I did what I used to, practice by using the wall. But then I moved to the net since it was already up, and I was chasing after the ball. But then, when I jumped, I missed just the distance and hit the pole and wait, Samura cut it. You hit the pole? You hit the pole and you didn't think it was important to tell anyone? Kageyama exploded. That's dangerous, Hinata. Player who have done that have been seriously injured. How did you even manage to do that by yourself? Oh, Hinata, you're such an idiot. But do you bruise anywhere else? Samura asked. Or was it just your stomach? Well, have you been staying here that so it will heal properly? Did you use it? Did you ice it? No, yeah, Ed. Why do you push yourself so hard? Come, Tsukishima voice. What is the point? You are getting hurt. Last week you played until you passed out. And for what? He took a sip of his water, giving him a calculating, searching look. It's just a club. So why? Because it's everything. There it was. The monster that been hiding all along. It silent the entire room with its arrival and with its explosion of breath. With its tweet of Hinata wrist against Kageyama's palm, it made itself known. Kageyama grip loosened, too stunned to speak. He watched with dinner bright eyes as Hinata spiraled into hyperventilation. The tremor in his body so intense that it was visible. You don't get it! Hinata went on, choking on his breath. This is all I have, but you are good at other things. You get good grade. You can take a test and actually pass it. You get skill. You got talent. You got experience. And you are tall. And all of you know so much. You know so much that I don't. You had a team. His voice broke, stumbled, and collapsed a sob, whereas itself free. But I was alone. My friend, they tossed to me. But there were only two of them. And I have to wait until they were done with their own practice. And they were already exhausted by there and they wanted to go home. So I practiced by myself. Because I saw the tiny giant fly and I wanted to fly like him. Kageyama's grip was loose enough that Hinata pulled free, scrubbing at his face as the tears start rolling, one after another in tiny stream. Except, where did I even start? I go to the girls' team and use their gym with the practice, but they just made everyone look at me, and they didn't always have time for me anyway. But they were the only people I knew like volleyball. Sniper. Kageyama opened his mouth, but now what will come out? And Hinata once done. And when I finally got to play in a real game, Kageyama, you say to me, what have you been doing for the past 3 years? A bitter hollow laugh fell from his lips. Also, Kageyama didn't even think Hinata was capable of producing. Nothing! The answer is nothing! I bounced the ball off the wall and bothered my friends so much for a toss that they go out of their way to avoid me. Kageyama, already crackhead, broke into pieces upon hearing the sword, his own word, coming from Hinata. His hand reached up to touch Hinata's arm, but Hinata shook him off with another sniper. As he wiped at his eyes with his palm, my mom, she kept trying to convince me not to come to Karasuno. He explained, another broken humorless chuckle. It took me an hour just to bike here and back, and with Natsu and her work schedule, it's not like she can take me. She begged me to go somewhere closer or go to a school where I had friends, but I wanted this school. But I don't even have anything to bring to the team. I tell people and I'm on the team, and they think I'm an errand boy. His shoulders shook. More tears spilled down his cheek, and no matter how much he tried to wipe them away, they just kept coming. And the sight took Kageyama broken heart and gave it another beating. I didn't even know what it meant to be the Hydred. He rambled on, shaking his head like he can't believe it. Who don't know that? I thought I just want to get better, so I could prove that it was a mistake. Coach chose me as a starter, but all I've done is cause trouble and through practice time for you guys. Time you win it for the tournament. Oh, I'm so stupid. A sudden hiccup followed by 3 times breath in a quick succession, and then, you're right, Tsukishima. He concluded harshly, woodenly. What is the point? What am I even doing here? Something hot and white rolled on Kageyama's cheek. It took 1 moment, 2 moments, 3 moments to realize he was crying right along with Hinata, and he was the only one. Hinata turned to leap again. Noya whispered pleadingly, No, Soyo, no, don't leave, don't go, please. His word that accompanied by a sob and snotting, Kageyama finally snapped. He reached for Hinata's arm and was brushed up again, but this time he wouldn't allow it. He grabbed him again and didn't dare to let go. Hinata still poked him, started screaming again, tears still rolling, but Kageyama grip tightened. Don't you say that! His voice whispered on his mouth. Don't you walk away, Kage! You don't think you are good enough! It was precious to him that either that Hinata didn't think he belonged on the team. The words were like knife being thrown at him before, cutting through bone, but no, repeating them out loud. He realized how angry they made him. Because this was Hinata talking. This was the monster wrecking him from the inside. And what was Kageyama supposed to do? Just sit there and let it happen? That was what he had been doing, and look what did got that. And was he supposed to let the monster take one of their most valuable player, his most valuable friend? His passion swam and his nose broke uncomfortably. He didn't like this feeling. You don't think you're good enough? He echoed, softer this time, because if he spoke any louder, his voice would break. Shit, Hinata, you have no idea how amazing you are, do you? You went through all that shit and you're still here. He's right. Come Sugara quiet, choked voice. I would have give up. I sought help. Hinata mumbled through his tears. All I have done is embrace myself. Hinata, no! Kageyama said, because no way he was going to let this monster win. No, you bring so much to this team. Every team has best. You make them stop in their fucking track. Seijo, Nekoma. We lost at Nekoma. Hinata said in that some wobbly Houston. Inuoka learned how to stop me. But that first time, and many times after that, you stopped them. They had no idea what to do. Except his hand come to rest on Hinata's shoulder now, which quaked underneath the careless pad of his finger. And when we first played Seijo, I never seen Oikawa-san look like that, the pass he made when he saw our quick. You're a big part of the team, Hinata, Sawamura said. You're helping build our reputation. Back up from the ground and putting you in the starting lineup has never been a mistake. And nobody moved as fast as you. Tanaka had peace cleansed his voice to shock like he was holding back this. You knocked the fucking pants off everyone. That's true, Azumane said. Seeing you play made me want to step up as an ace. You almost put me to shame. Not to mention, Narita began meekly, that the mood changed when you are here. Absolutely, it does, Noya say. So, don't you see the room light up when you are here? I get the energy just by being around you. Hinata sniffed and swallowed. You do? Of course. Noya threw his hand up in the air. I admit I was going to walk out too. I was going to come back without Asahi-san, but leaving. So, it's something you carry with you. When you got hooked on a spot, it's part of you. And when you have a really good team people you bond with, train with, it's not a good feeling. He's right. And Noshita said, it's like, this point you cannot figure out how to feel. It's awful. And beside, Yamaguchi murmured, almost awkwardly. It's not like we are all perfect. There are things I don't know. I'm only just learning how to do a float surf, and I'm nowhere near mastering it. Kinoshita chuckled, almost do a chuckle. We all suck at something. I'm still not that great at surf, Azumane admit, rubbing the back of his neck sheepishly. And you and Noshita are right. Not to mention the guilt. It's consuming. And the loss the team feel. Sugara's voice was flushed with sadness and etching that and evident in his expression. It's not something you got over. You're like family. You be grief, Hinata. That's true. Noya say, nodding empathetically, desperately. It won't be the same without you. You cannot live so. You just cannot. You are not living. Kageyama correct with anguished conviction, because I'm not playing without you. I won. Hinata looked up at him. Then, for the first time since practice began, eyes swollen and spiderweb with red and blonde white. But you love volleyball, and you don't? Kageyama say, expired. He couldn't tell which one of them was shaking now. Hinata, nobody is like you. You're just, I wish I could get that to your stupid head. You cannot be replaced. And the fact that you think you will be, you live, that just make you such a dumb bass. In the wake of the sound, Hinata seemed speechless. He gazed up at Kageyama like a son naughty, gaping fish. Chakpo, Tsukishima said dryly. Oh, for fuck's sake, come on, Tsukishima, say something encouraging. Tanaka said, I know. You fight with him all the time, but you don't want him to live at the right. The gym went oddly quiet again. Funeral silent. It seemed with the occasional sniper and breath hitching from various teammates. It was only then that Kageyama realized Shimizu had taken it upon herself to pass out tissue, which Hinata seriously needed. The place Tsukishima made what had been priceless in any other situation, like he hadn't expected to be addressed so suddenly. For once, it looked like he didn't know what to say. Suki! Yamaguchi heads, almost like a warning that prompted him into recovery. Tsukishima saying finally, I cannot say it be quieter without you here, since we still have those two. He gestured vaguely to Noya and Tanaka, always causing a scene. But I guess it will be different. He asked, always stubborn, and then, after another moment it's silent, he added, and your reflexes are so quick that it's actually creepy, so, see? Tanaka said, pointing, even Tsukishima want you here, in his own way, just say you won't leave Hinata, please. Hinata, Noya, giving him an imploring look, please, you will be missed if you do. Shimizu spoke for the first time since Hinata's explosion. Her voice was quiet but genuine, and her cheeks were streaked with tears. You are valuable to the team. You always will be. I'm sorry you carry all the inside you, Hinata. Sugawara said seriously. It must be really awful, but you are not alone, you know. You have never been alone. We are here. Please don't go. They say it better than Kageyama ever could. So many of their team members were so much better at what than Kageyama was. And that probably one's going to change. But when Hinata looked around of them, one by one, with an expression that crept a little closer to shatter until he reached Kageyama again. Kageyama was still the closest to him. Hinata buried his hand in his hand and cried harder than before. And Kageyama's body ached and his own again, something for which he was thankful, because conscious though what had lips turned and blue screen just like earlier. His arm wiper slid across Hinata's shoulder blade and took him into his chest. I'm sorry, he gasped out in beaten sob. Just, I cannot stop crying. Normally, something like this could have embarrassed him, especially in front of these people. But once Kageyama embraced him fully, most of the team was far behind, swooping in like a flock of birds, or more accurately, a murder of crows, to protect one of their own. This monster, Kageyama realized, couldn't be slain. It always lurked somewhere deep within Hinata, an almost physical manifestation of all this insecurity he carried. of all the self-doubt that wake heavy on his mind. It can be completely destroyed, but the team had successfully cooked it into dormancy. And now, Hinata knew, he finally knew that he didn't have to deal with it alone, and that satisfied Kageyama. After Hinata and the rest of the team had calmed down, Coach Ukai finally spoke up and told them that they were dismissed for the night to get some rest after an emotionally exhausting day. Takeda Sensei asked that Hinata stay behind after they changed out of their practice gear. Hinata looked so extremely nervous upon hearing the word that Kageyama automatically agreed to stay behind too. So he was alone. This almost turned into half of the team tagging along, but Takeda Sensei and Coach Ukai were stern. The only reason Kageyama was able to stay was at Hinata's request. He wasn't sure why Hinata wanted only him, but Kageyama had failed him all this time. He was going to fail him again. Hinata sat cross-legged on the floor with Kageyama beside him, but he didn't look up at the adult in the room. Kid, Coach Ukai began softly, gently. You are not in trouble. And no, don't get in your head that you lost your position on starter. I know things are tough, right? Right now, but I pick you for a reason. You are on this team for a reason. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Hinata mumbled. I'm sorry, coach. No, don't be sorry. The coach said with a sigh. Oh, Sensei, help me out here, will you? Hinata-kun. Takeda Sensei said immediately, lowering himself to the floor as well. Do you know why we asked you to stay behind? Because I don't know, Hinata admitted. Is it bad? Kageyama slowed. He pat his lip to ask him if he'd been listening at all to Coach Ukai to ask what the event that transpired barely 20 minutes ago meant to him. But Takeda Sensei spoke first. We are not here to scold you, Hinata-kun. You are not in trouble. It was weird now. Takeda Sensei could do that speak so firmly yet so delicately at the same time. But it is something important. Are you sure you want Kageyama-kun here with you? To Kageyama's surprise, Hinata reached for him, set a small hand over his own, anxious but secure. Kageyama stiffened at the sudden contact, unprepared. But it made things easier for Hinata, then he didn't mind. He promised to make Hinata invisible. He can go back on that now. Ah, he whispered, his gaze still looked on the floor. Please. Alright. Takeda Sensei leaned forward, adjusting his glass. Do you know what self-harm means, Hinata-kun? Kageyama used every ounce of willpower he had to not react. He wondered how Hinata did it. Shut down so seamlessly, how he became unreadable as if on a command. No, Hinata said. Alright, Takeda Sensei echoed patiently. It's when you hurt yourself on purpose, usually as a release for mental distress. I don't believe that you were doing it with the intent to self-harm, but playing when you know you are hurt or neglecting to cure for injury once they happen is safe for you. It's very self-destructive behavior, and it's important that you understand that. Meaning, you cannot keep doing this. Coach Ukai continued for him. We are not saying we need a journal entry of every single nip and scratch, kid, but you need to tell us when you are injured, even if you don't think it's a big deal. Takeda Sensei went on. We need to be aware, okay? Because the event like earlier could be avoided. Coach Ukai leaned toward Hinata, elbow resting on his knee. It doesn't always mean you have to sit out. We know you're worried about it, but it is serious. We can make accommodation in practice for you. Kageyama remained quiet while Hinata seemed to absorb this. All Kageyama was at this point was moral support, a role he was used to playing, but Hinata had taught him so many things. It was the least he could do. He wondered if Hinata knew that. Hinata hand stayed atop Kageyama for several moments before he emptily pulled out, nodding slowly. Okay, he murmured and then louder. Okay, I understand. And come to me when you have questions, alright? Coach Ukai said. I mean it. Nothing is a stupid question here. It is like when you are in middle school, okay? You have a coach and a teacher and a team to depend on. Don't bottle things up and don't be afraid to ask questions. And it's obvious your team care very deeply for you, Takeda Sensei said. We are talking to you about this because we care. Do you understand that, Hinata-kun? We care and we want to help you success. Okay, Hinata echoed and Kageyama aware he saw this again. Thank you, Sensei. Of course. He smiled at the two of them, warm and serene and welcoming. We know you wish to improve, and that's wonderful, but it's very crucial that you take care of yourself while you play. That mean eat well, stay hydrated, and tend to injure when they happen, Coach Ukai say. Ice, medicine, pets, we have whatever you need. All you have to do is ask. Can you do that, Hinata-kun? Another nod, slow and quiet. Yes, Sensei. Thank you, Coach. Anytime, Coach Ukai say. You are important, Hinata. And you are not by yourself. You don't have to prove yourself. Those kids will call you an errand boy. Tell them to come to our next game and watch their jaw drop when you jump. You're right where you belong and anyone who think differently is wrong. Understand? Yes, Coach. Hinata said tearfully. I understand. And Kaki, no, don't cry. If you start crying again, I'm gonna cry. And you don't want to see me cry. Hinata giggled weakly, pressing his palm to his eyes in a muffled voice. Okay, Coach. Good, the coach said. You are free to go now. Kageyama watched as Hinata drew in a deep breath before carefully standing. He stood with him, careful to keep an eye out for any winds or sharp gaps of pain. Oh, and one more thing, Hinata-kun. Before you go, Takeda-sensei called as they made it halfway across the gym. He jogged toward them, a crumple of paper in his hand. If you ever need a ride, let me know, alright? A half hour is a long time when you already got practice and the whole school day to worry about. Hey, that goes for me too, Coach Ukai say. Sensei, do you write my number on there too? Especially if it's raining or if it's too cold or too hot. One of us can come to get you. Or me, Kageyama blurted out suddenly and tried to ignore the heat that crawled up his neck and into his cheek when he realized how loudly he spoke. I mean, my mom can give you a ride. Or my sister, if she's in town. Just call. Oh, Hinata breathed out so quietly. Kageyama almost didn't hear it. Thank you. He raised to bow, lower than Kageyama had ever seen him. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for the trouble. Oh, never a trouble, Hinata-kun. Takeda-sensei assured, having finished scribbling on the sticky note and now placing it in Hinata's unprepared hand. I'm serious. Hinata sighed and looked mildly unconvinced, but not anyway. Then the two made their way out in the gym to the bike stand. Once Kageyama was sure they were alone, he cleared his throat. Hinata? Shit. Why was this so hot all of a sudden? He swallowed to lump in his throat once again, fighting the warmth that wanted to bloom in his cheek. I wanted you to know, Hinata paused in his task and unlocking his bike lock, gazing up at him with confused red-web eyes. What? Just, he swallowed again, but the lump won't whisper. About what I say. What you say? Hinata blinked. When? In middle school. Kageyama clarified, fumbling. I'm sorry, okay? At first Hinata approved the stone to speak. Kageyama stood with his hand and slow in his pocket, press burning, as he awaited a response. And then, finally, oh, it's alright, Kageyama. It's not, Kageyama said. It was shit. I don't know, it just, he wished he could say what he truly meant that day. Wish he knew how to find the word. Why won't you train properly? He wanted to say. Why am I only meeting you now? He wanted to say. Why aren't you a star player by now? He wanted to say. This time. Why was I setting to someone like you? He wanted to say. But when it came out that fateful day was, what have you been wasting your time on the past 3 years? It was fair. Kageyama finished, finally, hatingly. Hinata turned his attention back to his lock, shrugging. You totally kicked my butt in that game, though. That doesn't matter, damn it. Kageyama, his sweetest call. It's just, I didn't know, okay? I didn't know that it hurt you. I didn't know you were alone. And I'm sorry for that. So just accept my fucking apology, dumbass. Okay, Hinata said relenting. I appreciate your apology. Thank you. Then after another pause, I'm sorry for all that come in earlier. I didn't mean to explode like that. Why are you sorry? Because Hinata expelled a long exhaust breath, taking the bike lock and putting it in his pocket. I don't know. I guess I'm just embarrassed. Everyone was there and I wanted to stop crying, but I couldn't. Kageyama's call deepened and he hurried to aim at something that wants Hinata, not at a moment like this. Because in the wake of his breakdown, after showing such a raw, painful vulnerability, the last thing Hinata needed was to be yelled at. But Kageyama couldn't. He couldn't help it. Shouldn't he be the embarrassed one for ignoring all the things, for dismissing them, for allowing himself to be so distracted by Hinata's drive that he missed how much he been hurting? You are an idiot, he said, wondering how on earth he managed to keep his voice level when guilt stirred up and quaked inside him. We cannot help it if you don't know what's wrong. And it was getting obvious that something was up. You weren't acting like you. Hinata hand hovered over his handlebar, but he didn't move his bike. He stared down at the concrete beneath him. I didn't even realize how bad it was getting. In the light of the descending sun, Kageyama saw the redness of Hinata's puppy eyes, the darkened back underneath him, the line of fatigue crashing his forehead after everything that happened today. In the past few weeks, he must have been so exhausted. Kageyama stopped as Hinata glanced at him again. Suddenly unsure of whatever he should offer or not, but keeping quiet all this time had only harmed Hinata. He knew now, so it was worth a shot. Are you okay to be alone tonight? Hinata actually smiled, strained and wobbly, a shadow of his usual sunny grin. I think so. You don't have to keep doing that, you know. Doing what? Pretending you are fine. Hinata descended into silent for several achingly long heartbeat. Then, I don't want people to look at me different because of today. Why would they? Kageyama blinked, failing to understand. You are still the dumbest Hinata you always been. This time, Hinata looked quiet but understand and genuine. I don't think I ever been this relieved to be insulted. Kageyama blinked again. He raised his brow, practically buffering. Why? Why would it be different? If anything, Hinata thought out more, because after everything he been through, he still had to got to stand up to Kageyama and tell him he was going to beat him. He still was there to hit every single one of Kageyama's toss. Hinata trusted him in a way no one else did, faithfully, unconditionally, and had rapidly become the greatest decoy Kageyama had ever seen. Nobody else could do what Hinata did. Nobody could be Hinata. Did you really mean it, Kageyama? Hinata asked out of nowhere as they start walking. Mean what? But would you really not play if I was there? Heat ascended Kageyama's neck, the sword. He said them out of desperation. A physical itching need for Hinata to understand just how important he was. It was Wade, helping them repeat back to Kageyama like this in the aftermath. But he won't say he regret them. He left his chin and passed forward. It's not fun without you, Hinata. Hinata paused, clearing his throat. You have no idea what that meant to me, Kageyama. It's not fun without you either. This was getting so sappy. Kageyama poked to keep his cool. I still think you are an idiot. Sure, Hinata said, and he didn't sound like he believed it. I think I will take your offer. It's still available for company. Alright, Kageyama said secretly pleased. We'll have to call your mom or everything first. Alright. Hinata echoed, a smile on his face. This one was real, Kageyama knew. Thanks. We are taking care of that bruise when we get there though. Sure, Kageyama. I mean it, Kageyama stressed. You're gonna take some aspirin and we're going to ice it and any other. Okay, Kageyama, we will do that. And you are going to drink a lot of water. I will drink a lot of water then. And we will eat too. Alright. I could run you a bed if you are sore. I didn't think you'd be the doting people, but Kageyama. And we what? I'm not doting, you idiot. You're totally doting. I'm not. R2. I'm not. R2. Kageyama pointed and looked away. Check still plus. Well, excuse me for wanting you to heal, dumbass. I appreciate it, Hinata said, and the would come out so sincere that Kageyama's gaze was drawn back into him without his approval. I really do. Kageyama's hand clenched in his pocket. The tenderness in Hinata's eyes brought his mind back to the gym, where Hinata's hand rested over his own. The talk made his stomach fluffer. Whatever. We need you for the tournament. Hinata murmured almost wistfully. The smile hand left his face. My first tournament with a real team. A real team. Something soft followed his word, wrapping around the two of them like a ribbon, delicate and beautiful. Fluttering in the summer breeze, pleasantly warm, peaceful. Kageyama relaxed little by little, basking in the knowledge that things were finally going to be alright. He could really believe it this time.